all know, in honor of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya Janma Jayanti, Bal children are invited to participate in annual Gita chanting competition, which will be held here on May 7, 2022. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 is selected for this year's competition. Coaching classes are going good. So far, we have about 55 registrations and more than 80 students are attending classes. So, there is definitely some who have not registered. You must be registered to participate in the competition, which will make the logistics possible. Last date for registration of this competition is April 3rd. So please go ahead and register your children if you already have not done so. There are so many advantages of learning Gita in the childhood itself, but instead of me telling you this, let us watch a small but very effective video made by Priya Dhamankar, who is a young Balvihar teacher here. Priya created this video on GCC for sharing with Balvihar children, and it will be shared with them. But showing it to the parents here is also very beneficial, just in case you are still unsure whether to enroll your children in this year's Gita competition or not. So we will watch the video, after which Puja uncle will resume his lecture. Thank you. Hari.
My name is Priya Dhamankar. I am a 6th grade math teacher and I teach 3rd grade Balvihar. And I wanted to talk to all of you really quickly about why I think you should consider participating in this year's Gita chanting competition. So work with me for a second and imagine yourself laying in bed at night. You're trying to fall asleep. You've had a long day. It's been busy. It's been stressful. And then you can't fall asleep because you have these thoughts running around at a million miles an hour in your head. I know you might think I'm making this up, but chanting the Bhagavad Gita, specifically chapter 15 for me because that was the first one that I learned, is genuinely one of the ways that helps me to slow down these thoughts and get to a calm and restful state. Even though each one of us is living our own unique individual life, and it might seem like our problems are the worst problems, all of us do deal with different positive and negative situations every single day. So these positive and negative situations and thoughts, what can we do so that we're not obsessing and fixating over them, and we are focusing more on the positive and we're able to live our life successfully? That's the question. One way to really have that calm, successful life that we're all going to strive for is to develop this practice of chanting as much as possible. I specifically do it at night because it helps me wind down my day and it helps me get to that restful state at night when I most need it. It's natural for our mind to worry about the past and be anxious about the future and succumb to peer pressure and go through different insecurities and different phases of our life. That's what's supposed to happen. And we have to find a way to not get caught up in all of that. So this is one of many ways that you can try to help you pull yourself out of all of these different thought flows. Choosing to not mull and brood over your thoughts is a really hard choice. And it's especially hard to do that over and over and over again. I hope you guys try Gita chanting because it is a great tool in making that process a little bit easier. I look forward to hearing from you about your experience. Do not stress about the memorizing aspect and the fact that it might seem daunting if you've never done it before. The beauty of chanting is that it's like learning how to ride a bike. Once you learn how to do it, it's in your toolbox forever. And I hope that it helps you in the same way that it's helped me, or in different, better ways. Hariom.
बनी मुरलिया हरे हरे बास की बनी मुरलिया मरम मरम को छुए अंगुलिया मरम मरम को छुए अंगुलिया चंचल चतुर अंगुलिया जिस पर चंचल चतुर अंगुलिया जिस पर कनक मुदरिया साजी बाजी मुरलिया बाजी बाजी रे मुरलिया बाजी पीली मुंदरी अंगुरी श्याम पीली मुंदरी अंगुरी श्याम मुंदरी पर राधा का नाम मुंदरी पर राधा का नाम आखर देखे सुने मधुर स्वर आखर देखे सुने मधुर स्वर राधा गोरी लाए बाजी मुरलिया बाजे रे मुरलिया बाजे अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर होठ पे माया विराजे बाजे मुरलिया बाजे मुरलिया बाजे मुरलिया बाजे।
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, why you uncle?
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
Every parent, when their children grow up to be good citizens, productive citizens, the parents obviously like it. They are obviously happy. You know, at the end of the class, leave the chairs there, no reason to move it every week. Parents obviously are very happy that children are doing good. Now, if the father is a doctor, mother is a doctor, and the children are not only well served, but they are doctor, that gives an additional joy to the parents that my children are following in my footsteps. A few minutes ago, you heard Priya Dhamankar, daughter of Raj and Rashmi Dhamankar. I've stayed with them several times when I went for pravachan at their home. And I've seen Priya growing up as a teenager. And then she got married, she moved here, got married, etc. And now she's a teacher at Chinmaya in Houston. Naturally, it gives a joy that someone I have known, I've stayed with her at their home when she was asking this question, that question, etc. And now, not only she's teaching, but she has herself realized the benefits of Gita chanting. Right now, you and I, we are studying the very subject, mind is a challenge, how to harness the mind so that my mind becomes quiet. Then here is someone who is perhaps in her mid-20s, late 20s, who has experienced by Gita chanting that she could also silence her mind. So the request to all the parents is to consider this. I don't know, the first generation I could really relate because we all grew up in India. We were not taught is I was not taught Gita chanting. I learned everything after I came to America, perhaps my brother, to understand what religion is. But some of these younger people whose children are in Bhavya grew up in America, and if they were part of Chinmaya mission anywhere in USA, they certainly were exposed to Gita chanting. So I urge everyone, you may not even know right now, but if a child understands, not the meaning of Gita, but just chanting, etc., then when that 7-year-old becomes 35-year-old, and somebody explains Bhagavad Gita, you have no idea the joy the child will feel. That, hey, I know these verses, and this is what it means. So it's still not too late. Encourage your children to participate, it will be good. Let us chant from Vayurodhanath 11 through 15. Together.
Raghayurvai Shakti Mulaka Lay Vinashane Ubhayarodhane Lay Gatam Punar Bhavati Nobratam Pranabandhana Dinamanasam Ekachintana Nashametyadaha Nashamanaso Krishtayoginah Krityamasti kim swasthitim yataha Nashamanaso Krishtayoginah Krityamasti kim swasthitim yataha.
So in Raja Yoga or Dhyana Yoga or Asana Yoga, Bhagavan is telling us again how to quieten the mind, because everyone complains about my mind won't be quiet. And in sloka number 14, Bhagavan says, Prana Bandhana Leena Manasam. I'm getting an echo. Are you able to get? You're also getting sound booth. Can you do something, please? Thank you. Eka Chintana Nashametyada. So Bhagavan says, by thinking of one alone, this subjective mind can be destroyed. Again, objective mind, the mind that perceives, etc., remains the same. But the subjective mind, the one that I'm happy, I'm unhappy, I'm stressed, that mind is the one that needs to be destroyed. So there is no fear that my mind will be destroyed and what will happen. But Bhagavan, Raman Maharshi, in verse number 14 or 15, is not telling you and I that what exactly is destruction of the mind or eka chintana, and that's what he tells in sloka number 16. 4 of you, can you just go a little bit this way?
Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Chitvadarshanam Tattvadarshanam Chitvadarshanam Tattvadarshanam Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Chitvadarshanam Tattvadarshanam Chitvadarshanam Tattvadarshanam
Together.
Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Chitvadarshanam Tattvadarshanam.
So how do I focus on that one? Prana Bandhana Eka Chintana. And what is that one? So if you and I observe our own life, from the minute you and I wake up till we go to bed, what is in our mind? Hey, today is Sunday, where is my Upadesh Sara? and you look for your book in the sun. Meaning you are thinking of the book. Right? Thus, you and I, from Sunday to Sunday, Monday, every day, whatever is happening, we are continuously thinking of one or other thing, whatever is upcoming, or if we are planning for a few hours later, a few days later, there is always a thought going on in the mind, and mind is nothing but flow of thought. And we never ever pay attention to one thing. Because any time I think of something, what is it? I, the thinker, am thinking of something in the world. Now there are three things that generally we think of. Most of the things are in the middle. One is I am excited about, I like it, I'm looking forward to it. So when I see that, when I meet that, or when I plan for that, mind is actively engaged in that object, that being, that event. Or there are things that I don't like, I want to get away from, and mind is actively engaged in how to avoid that thing. And majority of the things are neutral. You are driving by, you see another car, you see some trees, you see a policeman, maybe if you are going fast like me, slow down. But these are all neutral things, they don't create any likes, dislikes, etc. And most interactions are there. But in and through all of them, whether it is like, whether it is dislike, or neutral, there is I and the object. But where is my attention from the second I wake up with the alarm till I go to bed? Always on what? The object. In other words, whatever are the thoughts in my mind, isn't it? And then I say, yeah, I'm happy, I'm unhappy, I'm stressed out, I tell you, there is no time in life, is there? And Bhagavan tells us, hey, look, you studied the previous two slokas, it says Eka Chintanat, but you are never thinking of Ek, you are always thinking of what? Bahu Chintanat, right? 5 a.m. till 11 p.m., whatever comes in front, we are always trying to tackle the world of object, emotions and thoughts, meaning how do I change the circumstances around me all the time so that I can eke out some happiness, so that I can be quiet, I can be stress-free. But it is all trying to control, manipulate what is bound by time and space. One thing we do not look at is the very seer, the very experiencer, the very subject that is coming in contact with the object so that the experience takes place. We are only focused on the experience and experienced what the object is. So here Bhagavan says, down within, this is a book, but I know this is a book. This is a book, goes on changing from morning till evening. But I, who is coming in contact with all this, I am not changing. Have I ever even spent 5 minutes any day to find out from mind? And those of us who are not exposed to scriptures, they can be 75 years old, 80 years old. Right? Whole life is spent in what? Changing the world around me so I can be happy. And then at the end they say, what is the losing battle? Right? Happiness is illusion. So Bhagavan says, Drashyavaritam chittamatmana Drashyavaritam chittamatmana
Chittvadarshanam Tattvaдаrshanam
Chittvadarshanam Tattvaдаrshanam Drashyavaritam Chittam Atmana. As I told you just the last Sunday, when we go to see a movie in a theater, etc., Drashyavaritam. When everything goes blank, the wide screen in the theater remains as is, as it was prior to the projection, during the projection, as well as after the projection of the movie. During the projection, the drashya is there, and I, the drasta, the seer of the drashya, the movie that is going on, I am seeing it. But before that, what is that? There is no drashya, there is nothing seen. Nobody just sits there and keeps looking at the screen. Even at our home, in our family room, you don't sit looking at the television when it is off. But when the TV is on, then there is drashya, and I become the seer. When there is nothing going on, I am not the seer, I am just seer minus what you see. So he says, drashya varitam. Take some time every day. And rather than from early morning till late night, be occupied in something. Drashya, what you are seeing, varitam. Now he's not talking about turning off the television, but the television of Manasapata. The screen where thoughts are continuously going, and I am the spectator of that television going on in the mind, the flow of thoughts. He says, drashya varitam. Turn off temporarily all the drashya, all the things, meaning what? Not think of the world of object, manually or physically withdraw 5 sense of organs from the world of OET. And as soon as you withdraw from the withdraw 5 sense organs from the world, what will happen? Another television channel starts. And that is, the channel from within will immediately start. He says, drashya varitam, even that drashya, from the memory, from the past experience, I will do this, I will do that. Eyes are closed, fingers are interlocked. There is no other noise. Nobody is disturbing. But who is now disturbing? I am myself creating the drashya and interacting. Then I will do this, I will tell them that, she will tell me this, and then I will do this, then I will go there, I will do. Thus, that drashya, I am talking drashya, the scene, that also he says switch off. Drashya varitam. This is all Purusha Prayatna, an individual's effort. But remember, Bhagavan will not do it. You can keep telling Bhagavan, Hey Krishna, Hey Ram, help. It will not happen. You alone have to turn it off. Just like television. Even if it is remote, turn it off. You cannot pray that Shiva, I'm your Bhakta, and I really should be watching television, turn it off. Unless your plug is in a timer, then it will turn it off. In other words, you and I alone are responsible. So this is drashya varitam. Then as soon as the drashya on the screen goes away, what happens? I see the white screen, the parda over the screen. But within me, what happens? Drashya varitam chittam atmana. By myself, from my mind, atmana, by my own effort, within my mind, I stop this very drashya, gross coming from outside, and that which is, coming, furfura, that which bubbles up in my mind. Both of them, when it is consciously, deliberately stopped, what happens? Chitva darshanam, tattva darshanam. He says, when all agitations in the mind are stopped deliberately, mind and intellect, antakaran has been made quiet deliberately. 5 granendriyas at the physical level are already withdrawn. So when this entire equipment is quiet, he says what? Chitva darshanam. You come to experience. Remember, as long as mind and intellect is active, what are we experiencing? The perceiver, feeler, thinker, don't forget. I'm happy, the thought is good, I'm happy, thought is bad, I'm unhappy, all these thoughts of jealousy, I'm jealousy. But when this is quiet, the I also is quiet. And what is experiencing what? Chittva Darshanam. Then I alone shine by myself. Chittva Darshanam. What is it? That is what I have been telling you. Bhagavan says in the previous one, Tattva Darshanam. That is the very Tattva, the very essence. Just as when we eat a rasgulla, gulab jamu, any mithai, right? They are all different color, different shapes, some are square, some are round, etc. But Tattva in all of them is what? Sugar, right? Take away the sugar. It is not good. The other day I was invited in a proper thing, and so lovingly the lady made cookies. But it has to be healthy cookie. Benefit of all the guests. Unfortunately, majority of the guests took a bite of the cookie. And what happens? Oh, healthy cookie, but it ain't for me. Because, see, psychologically, when you see a cookie, right, what happens? Immediately you think of sweet. Right? It is like if you see a jalebi and there is no sweetness, no matter how healthy it is. It just doesn't appeal. So here he's saying, Chittva Darshanam. Going back from Jalebi and cooking. Chittva Darshanam, Tattva Darshanam. In other words, we must continuously be alert. And at least, when I say continuously, please understand, during the sitting down, when you are consciously withdrawing, the rest of the time we are engaged in the world. But every day take some time and turn within to Tattva Darshanam. What is the very essence in any sweet thing? In a masala thing, it is the masala. Similarly, in this body, mind and intellect, this individual being, what is the very essence? I have been manipulating the world around me. I have never paid attention to myself. And when you turn off that TV within, he says, that which remains. How? Think of it. Right now, each one of us can see. I can see all of you, you can see me. Why? Little bit of sunlight peeping through, but mainly through because of the electric, the tube lights. And the tube light illumines all of us, and we can see each other. But when my eyes are closed, and when thoughts are rising, who illumines it? There is got to be a light that illumines, right? Because you all know that I see my thoughts. And when those thoughts are turned off, the illuminator who is illumining my thoughts, and the thoughts are no more. But the illuminator very much is there. But now he is no longer called, it is no longer called the illuminator, right? The sun is an illuminator only as long as the earth is there. If after a billion years, the earth pulverizes and is no more, with respect to the earth, sun is no more illuminated. Sun just is light and heat. Similarly, when all thoughts are ceased, that which remains, which was illumining the thoughts, the vrittis, when the vrittis are no more, that which remains, he says, Chittva Darshanam, Tattva Darshanam, that is the very Tattva. Now, he turns to Jnana Yoga, but before we get into Jnana Yoga, I want to dwell a little bit on the first 16 slokas that we have seen. What we have seen so far is the problem of all humankind, which is that the mind is a challenge. For every one of us, that is what is giving us a problem. And Bhagavan has divided this into 4. We have seen the first 3 parts, and the 4th we still have to see. And the 4th is so radically different from the first 3. So first we must see how the first 3 can benefit. And I want to remind every one of you, including former me. See what happens when my guru was teaching this to me, etc. And the book is so simple, the tune is so beautiful, I'm sure it is touching everybody's heart. And when he explained for the first time, second time, this is so good, Raman Bharsi said, etc. And Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. But just like you get so involved in the sing and don't pay any attention to the seer, we say, Karturagaya Prapyate. But we never turn around and see, maybe how can I put this in practice in my life? Always says, too many actions to talk, don't always come according to what I want. There is a person who is controlling the fruits, etc. Too many things. And that is good. And then we go to Pujanam, Japas, Chintanam, Krama, Karma Yoga over. And then into Pujanam, Japas. Right? And then you pay attention to that. But did the first part help me? See, it is good. That is one thing. This doctor is very good. He examined me. He also said these are good things. Or a dietitian told me this is good thing. But still I am looking for that sugar in the cookie only. Then it doesn't help. Right? Then I need to learn to appreciate that cookie, which is healthier for me, isn't it? So what is it that Bhagavan has told, and what can you and I do to at least make what we have studied as a part of our life so that it can benefit us to walk the path of Jnana Yoga? The goal is how to quieten my mind. Challenge is my own mind. And as we looked at the Drashya Vartam, we are constantly, knowingly or unknowingly, most of us never think that I am manipulating the world, but manipulating word being what? I'll tell you a simple example. Let's say that I want to invite Jai Ganesh for something. Instead of saying Jai Ganesh will come, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? So Jai will say, well, Saturday, and now, he doesn't know what uncle is in mind. Maybe some karma. Well, uncle, I really don't know how to look at my calendar, but I think I should be available, etc. Right? See, this is not knowing we keep manipulating our life to turn, I want Jai to do this thing, Jai want me to do. Thus we keep on massaging, manipulating, changing the world around me so that my mind will be quiet. Instead, Bhagavan says, well, having learned that I can never outmaneuver Bhagavan. In other words, all I can do is act. But you see this, the results are in his hand. Therefore, the only thing that I must think every morning. See, this is like looking at the fact. You don't have to study everything that when I put a paper outside, it falls down, therefore there is Guruत्वाकर्षण. You have done all this, now you know that the law of gravity is 31.2 feet per second, or whatever it is, 30 plus point. But anyway, 32.2. 32.2. Good. So I was pretty close. After 75 years, I'm off by 0.2. It's not too bad. See, but now when we think of law of gravity, you don't go through all the steps that things fall down. You look at the facts. Similarly, the fact is what? Ishwararpitam na ichchayapitam. Hey Bhagavan, I just woke up. It's 5 a.m. But thus, this day, today, I will have to act in the world. And naturally, when I act, I expect the results, and I want the results to go my way. Ishwararpitam, but everything that I do, Bhagavan, every act of mine, conscious act of mine, I'm going to offer it at thy feet. Just as I take coconut or milk or whatnot to Shivalaya and give it to Jai Ganesh to offer it to Bhagavan. That is an action. So I will do all my action, offer it to you mentally at thy feet. And then Bhagavan, Ishwararpitam na ichchayapitam chittas. Whatever you will give me back, not exactly that I want. It may be more than what I want, maybe less than what I want. But I will accept it as your prasad. And with prasad buddhi, I will not argue why only this much or why too much. I was expecting, looked at, all like that. Listen to this, the market future at 8 o'clock, the Dow Jones will go down by so many points. Instead it went up then prasad buddhi is very easy. Right? But the Dow Jones futures are 100 down, and it goes 790 down. There also prasad buddhi, hey Krishna, you know this, I will accept. Thus, what Bhagavan Raman Mahasi has taught you and me now is really helping me, not just knowledge-wise, in achieving the quietude of the mind. So, beginning 11:15 on March 27, 2022. Really, 2 days after the class. Consciously think that after saying Hari Om, etc., when you go out, right now the traffic is less, but still if you get in the car, you know you got in the car before the guy across. You know you put your car in reverse. Your white light in the back came, but the other guy was in a hurry. He saw you. Still, he pulls up before you can and doesn't allow you to go. He said, what did I ask? Just attended Pravachan, and he knew I was wrong. Hey, Bhagavan, I do not know, but because of him, I am 30 seconds to 1 minute late, and the policeman who might have stopped me on the way would have already passed by then, and I could still go fast. See, you and I don't know. What is happening here? I'll give you a clear example, and I'll also give you the answer. In 75, when I met Dasana and Swami Chinmaya, and in the beginning, we were so taken up by Gurudev that we went to Vancouver and we went to LA. We first heard him in Seattle, then he was going to Vancouver. Then after a few months, he was going to LA. We drove down to LA with other two families in Seattle. And then he had a camp in Humboldt State University. So from LA, Gurudev, my car, another car, and there were a couple other cars. We were all going. Suddenly, Swamiji's car, in those days, radiators would heat up. Those of you who have seen the cars in the 70s and 80s, little hill comes, etc. Their car started heating. And, Swamiji also got out, up the bonnet to see, etc. It cooled down as soon as we started. And those of you who know, Swamiji loved when the roads were open. You would go at 75 miles, 80 miles. And then, as soon as the car cooled down and he started, within 1 mile, I'm not exaggerating, there were 3 policemen. And as soon as we reached Uma's home, I said, Swamiji, did you know? He says, look, Bhagavan is looking after us. Now, when the radiator heated up, we said, why? Everything is going so good. But we knew not that there are 3 Shivalinga waiting for us. So I'm not saying that increase your speed, etc. But what I'm saying is, learn to accept what comes unasked. When I put it in reverse, even though the other guy forcibly put, there is a reason I know not. In other words, learn to accept the fruits of action as prasad. And what you can do? Quieten my mind, and that's what I want to do. Once I begin to appreciate the presence of Bhagavan, then I say, I am not all that karma-oriented. But Bhagavan, I love you. So, Uchalam japas, chintanam krama. Then you start doing Bhagavan's puja. Right in your house, etc. Now again, what is happening? My mind is absorbed in puja. Normally I would not pay attention, but now April is almost here. The flowers have started growing. So you go out and pick the best of flower that is fully blown, and you take one. And so Bhagavan, forgive me for plucking it, but I want to offer it at your feet. Right? When the mango comes, the first mango, you cut it where it is right. You don't eat it. Hey Krishna, this is for you. See, all this is what my mind is getting engaged with something that it has accepted there is a superpower, a power greater than me that controls and what you when you think about mind is quieter. Then what is it? Astamurtikul Dev. So you start now not only doing your thing and prasad buddhi. Hey Bhagwan, I have been telling Gaurangbhai for past 30 years that as soon as my children go then they way to college, and I still have yet to give my time for Karma Yoga. Now I want to do it. Thus you are ready to see the whole world as Bhagwan's creation. And rather than advising Gaurangbhai, this is how you should do it. At least giving the benefit of doubt that however foolishly he has run this thing for 30, 40 years, he must have some experience. So instead of advising and not doing anything, let me do something. Astamurti Grill, Deva Puja, and you start serving Chinmaya and wherever you are. Now again what happens? Not that I am serving, but I am serving my Krishna, not just in puja, but outside. And when that attitude is there, mind is reminding you how you and I must put this in practice every day, again and again. See, we forget, all of us forget, but unless we remember it's such a simple book, and then when the mind is quiet, I've been putting off doing japa, thinking of the half attitude is japa is also Om Maza, what is there? But my mind, even if I do these things, I'm still engaged in this Karma Yoga. The other day I recommended that I want to do this, and B.N. Murli says, let me think about it and talk to the committee and then I will let you know. Now what is there to ask the committee? Let us just do it. Thus even Karma Yoga will bring its agitations. But then you go home in the morning, in the evening, and say, Bhagwan, whatever has happened. I want to drop all this from my mind, good, bad and otherwise. I am not here to judge. But now I want to connect with you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Take your japamala. Right? We used to, I don't know if we still, I don't know if most of percentage we still have malas. But 27 bead mala, which is not that 108, do it 4 times. Both badi hoti hai, so it gets tangled up, small one. Go 27, turn around 27, and do it 4, 5, 6 times, and see over a period of 30, 45 years how your mind quietens. So now, not only doing karma prasada buddhi, I have started giving my services not just for myself but for others, as well as I have learned to quieten my mind independent of everything, and I have learned the art of dropping. In other words, the first time when I do Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, mind will be crowded with all these thoughts. Why is this, etc.? Drop it. This is how the world functions. This is I am just waiting. And then, Pujanam Japas, Chintanam Kraman. Slowly, slowly to a level where the thoughts completely stop. And what remains is Dhyan alone, and you enter into Samadhi. And when the meditator and the meditated upon I and my Bhagwan, when the I drops, in other words, Veda Bhavana, so Mitasa. Sir, that Krishna upon whom I am meditating. Remove all the Upadis, the Tattva in Krishna and me is one and the same. Thus he says, Veda Bhavana, that Bhakti is the highest. And then Bhagavan explained this. So now having understood that the objective is to quieten the mind, one thing we have done for quite some time is meditation. So with this as a background, let us make an effort at meditation, and then time permitting, we can get into Jnana Yoga. Everyone who is sitting on a chair, make sure that your feet are flat on the ground. That will help. And please turn the lights off for those who are sitting there with sound if you can. Sit erect, head, neck and back in one line. Eyes closed. So what we are doing is Drashyavaditam at physical level. Other than your ears. Do not do Drashyavaditam with respect to the ears. Listen to what I have to say. But all other Gnanendriyas under control. Eyelids softly closed, fingers interlocked. To quieten the mind, Bhagavan Krishna in Adhyaya 6 of Gita, as well as in Kaivalya Upanishad, says, the machine Kaivalya Upanishad says, focus your attention, the attention of the mind, which is always extrovert, what we just now saw, manipulating the world around me to make it conducive to my vasana. I want to bring the attention of this mind to turn within. A mammoth task, almost impossible task. But it can be achieved one step at a time. So Bhagavan says, observe your own body, which is also outside like any other object. But it is not an object unknown or at a distance, but it is you alone what you consider your own body, and observe it from head to toe, otherwise known as thought massage. Mentally reach out to the entire physical body, one organ at a time, massaging it, relieving of any stress, and that way the mind will automatically be withdrawn from outside and will be focused on the physical body. So the outside world drashya is drashya varitam, and now focused on physical body alone. We have done this many, many times before, so I will go through it and please follow. The head, let your mind massage the head. Forehead, the face, the nose, the ears, the lips, the cheeks, everything one at a time, massage. Don't slump, be erect, head, neck and back in one line. The neck, chest area. Until now you are not conscious of the heart beating. Be conscious of the heart beating and massage around the heart. Feel the heartbeat. Focus the attention in the chest area. Abdomen and pelvic region. Upper back. Lower back. Bring your mind back, it has already escaped. Focus on your physical body only, the organ pointed out, right thigh. left thigh, right foot, left foot, right shoulder, reach out mentally, be kind to your mind, ask the mind, don't think of anything else, do not escape for next 2 minutes. Left shoulder, right arm, left arm, right hand, left hand. Fingers are already interlocked, resting in the left, and eyelids are softly closed. From head to toe, you are relatively relaxed. Mentally observe yourself sitting in Chinmaya Smriti after over 2 years meditating. Your face is quiet, prashant. As far as possible, now that you have quieted your physical body, try not to move even a millimeter, what one calls achala and sthira. And now focus the attention at the tip of your nose, but your eyes are closed. I'm talking about mentally. Observe the breath going in, travel with the breath all the way until the diaphragm goes down, and travel back out when the diaphragm pushes the air out 5 times. Just observe. Mind is more quiet now than it was at the end of physically quietening through thought massage. This mind, which is quieter, let us invoke Gurudev Chinmayananji and pranams to Gurudev. Hey Gurudev, bless me so that for the next 10 minutes I can focus on what you have taught us. Thus, with bhakti bhav, love for the Guru, surrendering at the feet of Gurudev. listen to Bhagavan Shri Ram. Hey Ram, in Gita, you alone as an avatar Krishna have indicated that with such prashanta mana, mind that has been quieted physically and through observing the breath, I should sit down as a brahmachari Gurudev. Just as a cow goes to the field to eat grass, my mind now is going to the field to connect with Brahman, brahmachari. Hey Ram, for the next 10 minutes or so, I am your bhakta and you are Bhagwan. This is the only relationship that a brahmachari can have. Me and my Lord. For next few minutes, hey Bhagwan, I am neither a speaker, nor a teacher, not a friend, not a husband, not a father, not an employee. All my roles I surrender at your feet. Meaning, you are responsible for all my roles and its relationship. So any thought that rises while I am thinking of you is an insult to you that I do not trust you and I want to take care of the role, even after making you responsible. So, hey Bhagwan, make me so alert that I think of no other roles other than me as Bhakta and you, my Bhagwan. So friends, thoughts will rise. As soon as it rises, remember, Bhagwan Ram is in charge. Tell the mind, not now, and drop it. With prayerful heart, hey Ram, many mistakes I have made, most unknowingly and some perhaps knowingly. I come to Thee, who alone can forgive me of all my wrong deeds. Hey Bhagwan, whether I express it or not, you, the very indweller, you know every thought, every intention, every motive before even it rises. Nothing is hidden from you. And yet, you accept me as I am. Hey Bhagwan, bless me, Kripa karo. I'm going to focus on your Nama and Rupa. May my mind not wander. Thus, surrendering at the feet of Bhagavan Ram, just listen. as I chant, each one of you feel that the mantra is coming from your own bosom, from your own mind, from your own heart. And when you do not hear anything, the mantra, the word you hear is the drashya. And the silence is the chitva darsanam, tattva darsanam. The silence between the chant. Silence between the words within the mantra. That thou art. I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. Chittamapana, Chitvadarshanam, Tattvadarshanam. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Turn the lights on, please. Now, some of you who do meditate regularly, etc., when I visit you, many times people take me to their meditation room, their puja, and they also say that this is my little thing where I play music. Maybe in early stages the music may have helped you. But remember, you want no outside help whatsoever. To a true meditator, even that music is a disturbance. You want to bring your mind to such a quietude. Remember, music is a drashya. Drashya that you think is going to quieten your mind, which it does perhaps. But where is your attention? Not drashya varita. I know, especially in this country with yoga and meditation, it's so commercialized that my guru has made special meditation music. It's all commercialized. Drop everything. Narayan has given everything necessary. Everything is required. Just as our yoga system, you don't need a gymnasium and expensive equipment, but your body alone you use to put weight on things and all this. I'm not an expert in that, but it makes you independent of the weights and this and that. In the same way, meditation also. Couple of pointers. Try to meditate at your home at the same time every day. Mind gets used to routine. For 2 years our routine was broken. But get back into the routine where mind knows that every day when it's 5 a.m. or 9 a.m. Please don't get concerned my time. But that time I will sit down quietly. Is it 11:20?
It's time.
Our time is 11:15. So my mind, see, my doctor's appointment is still, I saw 11:11, but it was 11:19. See, nowadays you don't get doctor's appointment. Our appointment is in the end of May. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyet Durgama Bhave, Hari Om.